Hello and welcome again at Stocks Advisor channel. Today we'll talk about Inovio Pharmaceuticals, traded at Nasdaq, ticker name INO. INO did show today minus 19.28% decline, which is actually huge for the company, especially for the company involved in development of anti-COVID vaccine. And today's situation is a mixture of two major things. One is quarter 3 reports for Inovio, and also the fact that Pfizer did show that its milestone for its COVID vaccine was reached, and it was showing very nice response in the patients, although the study of phase 3 is not yet finished. So here it's a combination of double push down. First of all, INO as a company is late with its development of vaccine, and the first readouts for the data are planned for the beginning of 2021, so it's already late, especially given that other competitors are going fast forward, Pfizer, J&J, and this means that actually the company that also has some issues with running the research and needs extra funds. If it's delaying and will not win the market, this could be actually the end of the story, in the sense that the price can decline even further. And it was informed that actually after hours the management will discuss about what's happening. And now the question for those who are interested in technical trading, well, what's going to happen with the company further? And this is actually, to understand this, we need not to look at this chart diagram, because it's just for first half year, doesn't really show the real situation. It seemingly shows that this is the limit, but no, actually, to understand what's happening, we need to look to the chart, which is on a bigger scale, let's say yearly basis, and then you can see what did happen here. So the company was first growing steadily, let's say in the end of 2019, beginning of 2020. Once the COVID situation started here in March, when all stocks were going down, Inovio actually really went very, very high, and then with huge waves it was going also higher and higher, because it was involved in development of vaccine, etc., etc. And then at the critical moment, when other big guys also jumped into the play and the competition was higher, and also quarter report 2 for the Inovio was incredibly bad. Actually, instead of showing expected minus 15, minus 20 cents EPS loss, previous earnings, it was almost minus 80. And now the delay in development, we saw the decline. Then actually during again COVID-based vaccine, positive news went up the price somewhere in the middle of September, and then further decline happened because no major news were happening there. And now again we see the confirmation of downtrend. And as I said here, it's a double push, because it's just Inovio related, and also the fact that other competitors like Pfizer today did show incredible news, like showing that results are there, very positive on phase 3, and they are almost going to the final. So this would mean that Inovio, if it's out of this race for anti-COVID vaccine, the price can go even further. Technically speaking, what do we have here? Well, this candle is very nasty, and the situation we see here with moving averages, by the way, we have 3 moving averages here depicted. It's moving average 20, 50, and 200 being green, blue, and red lines correspondingly. When moving averages are here showing so-called opening wrapper, it's when moving average 200 is still decelerating but still slightly going up, and other moving averages are going down, fading down, especially showing the pattern 20, 50, 200, like here we see. So 20 is on the bottom, 50 higher, and 200 on the top. This is actually a very strong decline call, also giving the news. Most probably the price will continue going further down, and actually today, in a desperate hope to stop this decline, it was informed that for Inovio, the information on the news for the COVID vaccine development from FDA might come this month. So this hopefully might stop the price decline, let's say, but still it will depend on the news. If news won't be that impressive, it can actually kill the stock further towards the level of 4. But now let's see technically speaking, what are the strongest nearest supports here that can stop the decline, and that would be actually either here, either 6, or even lower, either 4. So everything in between, there is still one support line somewhere around 5 something, but overall this is very dangerous stock to play for the moment, until of course the price goes that low, which may be bad for current holders, but in general it would open interesting opportunities technically. Before that, this is very risky because it's just purely dependent on news, expectation for news and results from FDA for COVID vaccine. If they would be positive, of course, then we go back all the way higher. It will be purely casino-based, news-based situation. It's bless occurs by FDA. That's the play here, as usually it happens for these size pharmaceutical companies. But if news will be not that impressive, technically it will go further, then actually the first very strong support will start somewhere if we call the lines S1, S2, S3 and S4. The first really solid point where you can enter would be actually on the channel of S3. This would be the first entry point here, and then we can play on rebounds, because also this entry point would be confirmed by declining several channels here. So this is the lowest one, and then the upper level is here, which is just crossing, also being confirmed many times by 20th of September. It was actually rebounds point, also confirmed by moving average 200, and here in beginning of August and in the middle of July. So this formed kind of upper trend downwards. Most probably we will decline all the way until we reach it, if there will be no significant catalyst coming in. So this would be maybe the first entry point, and we can play back to S1 just on volatility. If not, everything below, actually this we call R1 line, and this would be R2. The second entry would be all the way at R2. So this is really like doomsday scenario for INO. Otherwise this stock is too risky again to enter. So should this happening, then you can make a play, but again, this is a stock then for those very strong with mind, because those volatility levels would require a lot of patience and mental strength. So again, if this happens, advise game 1 to 2. Overall, it's advised to wait, not to engage with Inovio, because this is purely news driven. So if you're a technical trader, just wait. But in case of price plundering down, you can enter at S3 and then average down at R2 if this would be happening. But again, it's bless occurs by FDA game play, so need to wait for what news will come for vaccine. If it's delaying, then it will most probably go all the way down, because attention of the traders and those who play with INO based on vaccine expectations will turn towards Pfizer and bigger guys like J&J, Pfizer. So the small companies might be being kicked out of the game, of the race. The same is, by the way, true for other companies. We will do the analysis of them also on our channel now. And actually, this would be really like bad story for them. And if you think of those companies, this is actually Novavax, and which also did fell 23%, and Vaxart that went down 28%. So all these small guys, well, small mid-level guys, are out of the upwards move, at least for the moment, purely news based and results based. So be very careful. Overall, advise wait and observe. Should we plunder really lower, might be volatility game, but overall avoid. That's the advice for Inovio, because the story is getting very nasty here. It's purely product development game, so it's not really technical what you can do here. Overall, again, if goes, you can play on these very strong supports. With this, it's all in today's episode about Inovio. We will also talk about Novavax and Martax in other videos of today. Please don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you didn't do so. Also press the bell so you will receive notifications for new videos where we discuss interesting opportunities and interesting situations at US-based market. Thank you, and see you at other episodes at Stocks Advisors channel.